Hey Alice, it's been a while. Would you happen to be free tomorrow night? If you are, want to go eat dinner with me?
What?
It's been a while since we last saw each other and I kind of want to see you again. We could go eat at a nice steakhouse. Or maybe you'd prefer some sushi.
Why would I even agree to eat dinner with you? You must be really bored to invite the ex-girlfriend you canceled on marrying.
Are you still mad about that?
I will continue to hate you for as long as I live. I get proposed to only to discover I've been cheated on by none other than my best friend. You moved on to start a relationship with Lisa and have the nerve to invite me for dinner plans? How much further are you gonna mess with me?
I'm not trying to do anything like that, I swear. Besides, me and Lisa aren't even married. If anything, I'm thinking of cancelling that wedding too.
What? I thought you guys got married after you left me.
That was the plan, but a few issues came up that's making it pretty hard. I mean, my parents aren't really approving of the relationship. It's a bit awkward to tell my friends that I cancelled a wedding and ran away to be with that person's best friend. So I was going to wait until the timing was right and then marry her.
Yeah, but it's been 3 years already. I'd say it's been long enough wait for you guys.
Which is what I thought as well. So I was preparing as well, but Lisa has been acting a bit off recently. This is just a theory, but it's almost like she found a different man.
You're kidding.
Look, it's just a theory, but I'm convinced she's cheating. She likely got tired of me and started putting all her focus on a different man.
Getting cheated on by the woman you cheated with? That woman is never gonna change. But it seems like you got the karma you deserve.
I can't even say anything to defend myself there. I'd confront Lisa about the whole cheating thing, but I don't have any other proof. Pretty sure our relationship will be over soon anyways. But it was at the point of all those thoughts that you came to mind, Alice.
Huh?
After getting cheated on as well, I finally understand how you felt back then. How much it hurt you. And how important you were and still are to me. It's in bad taste, I'm aware, but I was wondering if you'd like to start dating again. With the purpose of eventually getting married. This time I promise, no break in your heart. I'll always keep you happy.
Stop trying to pretend that everything's alright, you idiot. Finally realize how great I was to you? Promise to keep me happy if I go out with you again? You're only saying all of this because you're about to be replaced and are so desperately hoping to find someone to cling on to. I'm not really fond of picking up someone's leftovers.
Calm down, please. I know that it might seem that way, but I truly do love you still, so please think about the positives of this. I mean, you're going to be turning 30 soon. Probably want to get married already, right? Since we both don't have anybody, we should get married with each other.
I already am married though.
What?
I got married a while ago. A year after you left me, in fact. I married a friend of a friend.
What? You can't be serious. You moved on and got married already. Not to mention a year after we parted.
Exactly. So if you could do me a favor and never contact me again, that would be great. I am happily married to the love of my life. Long time no see. I was happy to see you today. Glad to see you're doing great. I didn't even want to see you today. I heard that you were gonna be absent, which is why I decided to go. But unfortunately, you were there, and that ruined the entire excitement I had towards the party. I actually wasn't planning on going, but then I heard you were going to attend, so I decided to go as well. I really wanted to see you again. Huh? Me? But you wouldn't even look my way the entire time. I had something really important to talk to you about, and yet you managed to avoid me entirely. The news would have definitely made you happy. How unfortunate. I don't even want to talk to you in the slightest. Even now, I'm barely just tolerating messaging you. So, what did you desperately want to tell me? It's why you went as far to text me, right? Well, you see, I was planning on giving Liam back to you. So you can go ahead and go right back to the wedding plans you guys made all those years ago. What did you just say? Even though I couldn't speak to you at the party, I did manage to sneak a look at your hand. You had no ring on your finger, which means you're still single, right? I mean, it's you we're talking about. I figured you would take him back. What? This has to be wonderful news for you, to be able to get back to your precious Liam. I, on the other hand, am getting married to a different man, so you have fun with Liam, okay? Hang on, Lisa. Marry another man? You were seeing somebody else? Liam doesn't know, but I have a doctor boyfriend. He's so direct too. It seems like he wants to marry me soon. So I really need to get Liam off my hands. Okay, so then just end things with him. I don't need a man like him either. What? Here I am, being generous enough to give him back to you, and you won't accept? Oh no. Poor Liam. Huh? Come on. Think about what he'd feel. He left you and well not a chance to get married with me. But then I find a way better man to move on to. His pride will be in shambles. That's where you come in and lift him up. Don't be ridiculous. Why do I have to pick up after your trash? Besides, I am already married. I am happily married to the love of my life, which means I have no reason to be even near that man anymore. What? You? Married? With what ring? I know you want to act all tough, but there is no need to make up such a horrible lie. I'm not lying though. I have my reasons for not wearing my ring. What reason could you possibly have? Just because I'm about to get married doesn't mean you need to try and look better. You're just a loser with no boyfriend. You're just jealous that I managed to snag a dreamy doctor boyfriend. Lying about your love life will only make you miserable. Even if you were telling the truth, he probably can't even compare to my boyfriend. I mean, he's a doctor. How amazing. It helps that we work together as well. He's always so nice to me. No matter who's around, he isn't afraid to confess his undying love to me. Oh really? Love formed at work, huh? Whenever he has to go out, he always buys gifts just for me. And we have to work overtime, he always buys me coffee. What do you think? Aren't I so loved? Wait, is that it? Uh-huh. Well, I mean, all of these encounters to you mentioned are so average. I expected that he buys you brand name bags, or maybe he takes you out to such extravagant places. That's what I expected to hear you from your bragging. Just because you're jealous doesn't mean you should try and act all high and mighty. Doctors are way more busy than you can ever imagine, so even though he can't take me on dates, he shows me love at work. Just at work, you say? Plus, I still am with Liam. With that in mind, he is being careful with any presents or dates. Why can't you understand his kindness towards me? Oh wow, your doctor boyfriend is aware of Liam's presence as well? I haven't really mentioned it, but he's so smart. He apparently found out about Liam from somebody. He's mature enough not to ask any questions. Yeah, sounds like it. Exactly. Well, what can you expect from a doctor working at such a huge hospital? A Harvard graduate working at a famous Mayo Clinic. I don't expect anything less. Wait, your boyfriend works at Mayo Clinic? Yep. Amazing, right? An amazing doctor working at a famous hospital. If you look up the name Dr. James, you'll see so much things about him. Dr. James? Oh, haven't you perhaps heard of him? Well, I guess that can't be helped. He's always on TV with his amazing face. It makes sense that he would really be well known outside the hospital. He really is a boyfriend worth bragging about, so I really want to hurry up and marry him. Make sure to take care of that trash, okay? You remaining single losers have fun getting married. I'm moving on to a doctor, so you can have him back. That's funny, because that's my husband. What? That's my line. What is this? What is going on here? I am so confused. The only thing I can do is laugh. What? Dr. James is my boyfriend. There is no way he's your husband. Well, even if you say that, he is still my husband. He takes great care of me. The fancy wedding ring he gave me was as he says. I put my entire thought into this. In fact, it's so expensive I couldn't dare to wear it in a place such as a reunion party. That's why I wasn't wearing my ring today. But I really didn't think that it would lead to being involved with such a messy situation. If anything, my husband is practically shaking in fear next to me. He's claiming to have never dated such a crazy girl like you. Wait. He's next to you? The Dr. James is really sitting next to you. Well, yeah, we're married, duh. He's been right next to me the entire time. He does admit that you guys work together, but claims to have never been with you. All those gifts and coffee were all a misunderstanding. He's terrified at the thought of being misunderstood of dating you. What? Apparently, the gifts he handed over to you were him telling you to share with everyone else at the hospital. He has never bought a gift specifically for you, Lisa. You just always happened to be nearby, so he always had you doing it. You're kidding! Those weren't meant for me? I was convinced that those were specifically for me. I ate them all myself. The coffee was a misunderstanding too. Sure, he only bought you coffee, but that's just because everyone else prefers hot chocolate. What? Yeah, you get coffee, but everybody else got something as well. This has to be a joke. He only gave it to me. I thought I was special. That was all a lie? Even though everybody else isn't fond of me, Dr. James was. He was always so nice to me, so I thought he liked me. Wait, you're alone at work? Rumors of me hoarding started to go around. Plus, the workplace is filled with other women, so I'm not really great at those. That's why I'm always alone and standing out. But even though all that, Dr. James was the only one that was nice to me. That's because he's so disconnected that he isn't even aware of the rumors circling around. Apparently, he didn't even notice that you're the black sheep of that place. What? But to see this clueless man so terrified to the point of shaking, he says he will be reporting you to the higher-ups first thing. Something about not being able to work with somebody who is imagining a romantic relationship with him. No way! To think I could have moved on from Liam. How unfortunate. Here's an idea. How about marrying Liam? Well, it was nice talking to you. Bye.
Alice, guess what? Finally ended things with Lisa. I was the one to break her heart.
So, you ended up ending things with her in the end, huh?
I just couldn't stand the idea of being cheated on. So I decided to just end things with her. I do feel a bit better. There is still an overwhelming feeling of sadness and loneliness there as well. Being cheated on hurts this much. I learned my lesson for real this time.
You really did learn, huh? Well, I'm glad you did, but I have no thoughts about forgiving you.
I get it already. I have no hopes in you forgiving me anyways. But I promise, this will be the last time I contact you ever again. My only contact is you to announce my breakup and talk about the fees of the cancelled wedding.
The fees? I already accepted that, though.
If you don't mind, could I pay a bit more now?
What?
You see, when I broke up with you, I paid you 1,500, right? I claim that I couldn't afford to pay more than that.
Yeah, I remember that. And even then, you were hesitant to hand me it.
Well, I learned that 1,500 is nowhere near enough for the pain I caused, so I just transferred an additional 15,000 that I'd saved up to your account.
15,000?
I just wanted to show how much I regret my actions towards you. I know that it's been years, and That money was something I was happily saving up, but please, accept it.
If that's what you want, then I'll happily accept it, but to think that you felt this bad about the situation?
From now on, I'm gonna live a bit more seriously. Well, anyways, good luck out there. I hope you have a very happy life with your husband.
What do I do, Alice? Liam found out about me cheating. I mean, it wasn't really cheating, considering the whole misunderstanding, but Liam still dumped me. He says he refuses to marry me. Yeah, so I've heard. He messaged me earlier about it. The pain and loneliness of having to break up with a lover, he seemed to finally understand. I can't believe this is happening to me. I had already planned to be married by 30, but my relationship with Dr. James was a misunderstanding, and even Liam dumped me. Why did all the men around me disappear so suddenly? I'm sure you'll be fine. I mean, you're good at getting the attention of men, right? I'm sure you'll find someone and get married soon. What's up with your nonchalant attitude? You looking down on me just because you're already married pisses me off so much. Just because you have an amazing doctor as your husband doesn't mean anything. I swear I'll find a man way better than your husband. I have the ability to do that. You couldn't possibly be thinking of going for your patients, right? Huh? You see, as mentioned, my husband immediately reported you to the higher-ups, and that's where talks of your little unethical actions started to come up as well. Using your position at the hospital and getting personal information on your patients, getting their phone numbers, and once they get discharged from the hospital, you message them personally. What? How did people find out about this? A patient who didn't quite like the stunt you pulled and reported it. With that, it was immediately decided that you are fired. I'm sure once you clock in your next shift, you'll be handed a notice. How could this happen? That was my place to work and search for potential partners. But I still have another trick up my sleeve. I exchanged numbers with some of the guys at the reunion party yesterday. I'm glad I got it for a just-in-case situation like this. You're definitely blocked by all of them. What? Everybody knows that you took Liam from me. Really? People at your job know as well. The news spread rather quickly within our town, and I didn't have to say anything. You didn't notice how tense things were when you arrived to the party? No, I did not notice at all. Just like how you say you want to be married by 30, everybody else has the same plan as well, which means that people are going to be more wary of potential partners. I get it if we were still students, but that isn't something to be doing at that age. I don't want to be involved with something like that, is what they were saying before blocking you. How horrible! I have to say, everyone really matured, don't you think? To avoid being anything but troublesome, they quickly and efficiently solved the problem. The only one who isn't matured is you. You should really hurry and grow up, Lisa. Good luck finding somebody who will marry you. After all that, Lisa had lost her friends and her job, even being turned away by her parents after telling her that a daughter who doesn't know any humility isn't mine. She apparently has been going to many speed dating venues as of late, but every time there's always somebody she knows that is always telling the others about what she has done in the past. Any venue she goes to always ends up badly for her. As for Liam, he moved to a town where nobody knows him and has been working hard starting at square one. I have no plans to ever forgive him, but it's nice that he has learned his lesson. I hope he continues to try his best.
Hey Ruthie, about last night, is there anything that you want to say to me? Uh-huh. I don't know what you're talking about, but it's too early to deal with you. I get that you wanted to bring friends over to our newly built house, but you could have been a bit more considerate about the time. I mean, we could hear you all night. We share this house between our families, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you could wrap up parties a bit earlier than yesterday. So what you're trying to say is that I'm not allowed to bring any of the girls over ever again because we started living in the same house? What? Everyone gets a bunch of compliments as soon as they see the house, and it helped me appreciate it more. Besides, I still have days I want to have fun with my friends. Tony is out for work trips when the house is open, so I just thought it would be a great opportunity to fulfill my needs. Yes, I understand that, and I think it's great that you're still seeing your friends even after marriage. I was just hoping that you would be a little bit more considerate towards me since I live with you. The music was blasting until sunrise last night, and I barely got any sleep. So what? Why can't you just buy some earplugs if it bothers you so much? What? Look, I haven't got permission from your son, and he owns this house anyways, so you have no right to be telling me that I can't bring my friends over and my husband agrees. I texted Tony to ask him what was going on last night. He told me that he didn't expect the party to go on throughout the night. His understanding was that you and your girls would gather and would finish partying by dinner time. He even apologized if there was any trouble, so I don't think he agrees with you. Well, that's on the two of you for misunderstanding what I said. There's nothing wrong with what I did. And I don't see any law stating that I can't bring my friends over if I live with my husband's mother, so I'll do as I please. I never said that you couldn't call your friends over because you live with me. I just wanted you to be a little bit more considerate towards me. I think it's crucial that we both stay as considerate as possible towards each other if we're going to live together. I am considerate. I'm considerate towards you every single day. I think you're misunderstanding something. Even if we're in-laws, we're just two people who live together, and that's it. I have to stay on my toes and be considerate towards you all the time, and it's so stressful. So I just used a single day to enjoy myself and rejuvenate, but here you are telling me that I can't even do that. This is basically harassment. What do you mean I'm harassing you? Look, you should be grateful that we even live with you, because this is uncommon nowadays. You never expressed your gratitude, and now you're bugging me about how I use my own house. Why don't you be a bit more considerate towards me? If you ever harass me again, I'll tell Tony, and he'll not be happy about it.
Hey Mom, how'd it go? Did she give you a proper apology about last night?
Not at all. She actually got really mad at me, that I was harassing her over how she used her own house.
Sorry about that. I'll make sure to tell her that she needs to apologize to you later.
Was Ruthie always like this? I mean, I do have an image of her being a strong-willed woman, but I don't remember her being the type to nag about harassment and all that.
Apparently, Ruthie's mother had to go through a lot that was caused by sharing a house with a relative. And she's been teaching Ruthie some things since we moved in together. Stuff like, assert dominance and don't show weakness. She's starting to believe that it's better to be selfish instead of letting others have their way.
Well, I guess that explains a lot. She's never been so rude to me since I met her.
Sorry, I'll make sure to tell her to think about what she's doing again later. Don't worry, I know that you're not trying to harass her in the slightest sense. Ruthie doesn't understand how indebted we are to you for helping us with our mortgage payment.
Don't bring the payments into this, it's fine. Anyway, were you able to find the friend that ran away? I'm way more worried about that than this.
Oh yeah, we were able to find him, but he had already used up all the money that he stole from the company funds. Apparently, he went on a spending spree with his mistress.
What? I thought that he stole hundreds of thousands of dollars. How did he use so much?
Right? I was really surprised at first too. We built that company together 10 years ago, and went through all the highs and lows together. I really thought he was my best friend. Then I found out he was using company funds for his own expenses. Once we cornered him about it, he just dipped and stole the money that was the literal lifeline of our company. I don't even know how to recover at this point.
Don't worry, Tony. I know you'll come out of this even stronger. I believe in you. And I'll do anything to support you while you need it.
Thank you so much, Mom. Right now, I'm just pouring money out of my own pocket to keep the company alive, and I don't even know how much longer this can last. If you hadn't offered to help with the mortgage payments, I don't know what I would have done.
It's the least I could do. I have some money that your father left behind for me, so just think of it as help from him.
And thank you for keeping all of this out of Ruthie's ears. I really don't know how to thank you for everything.
You don't have to share everything with each other, even if you're married. I'm sure Ruthie would panic if you told her, so it's probably the right decision to keep this a secret for now. That's sort of kindness as well. Now, since you have the time and money that'll last you a while, go focus on your work.
Thanks. We were able to catch the traitor. And right now we're going around banks and asking for loans. I've received news that some are actually showing positive feedback, so I think we might be able to survive this.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Once we get through this, I promise I'll bring the company back. So please help me out for just a little bit more. I'll return this favor 10 times more in the future.
You being happy and healthy is enough, honey. Well, then go work hard. I'll try to make things work for Ruthie on my side, too. Mrs. Anderson, I have a very important announcement to make. An important announcement? What is it? Well, we just found out that I'm pregnant. What? Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Congratulations. Thank you, Mrs. Anderson. Since we're going to be welcoming a new life into our family, there's one thing that I need to ask of you. What could that be? I need you to leave our house right now. The whole pregnancy will be ruined if you're there. What? Why do you want me to leave the house? And what do you mean the pregnancy will be ruined? I'm saying that a miscarriage may be caused by the stress that you're putting me in. The doctor told me that I should avoid as many sources of stress as I can. Life in the same house as you is basically the worst situation that I could put myself in as a pregnant woman, so the best choice for the both of us is for you to leave. What? But we built this house. And I understand your point about living with your mother-in-law as being stressful, but as you know, Tony's very busy with work right now and he has to go on tons of business trips. Isn't it better if a person who's already given birth before is right by your side in case anything happens to you? Oh, you don't have to worry about that. My mother, who has experienced giving birth as well, will be taking your place in our house. And she'll begin living with us. I announced my pregnancy to my mother and father right before telling you. They seemed thrilled to hear that they finally have a grandchild. And I spoke about you being a source of stress towards me and they encouraged me to kick you out for the baby. They even offered to take your place and live with me. I can't believe this. You're really gonna kick me out like this? I've never heard such nonsense. Does Tony even know anything about this decision of yours? I'm sure he wouldn't allow something like this to happen. Of course not. He doesn't even know that I'm pregnant yet. What? Really? He's very busy with work right now. I'm going to surprise him with the news as soon as he comes home. I'm sure he'll be thrilled. I mean, not that you'll be here to watch his reaction. A husband can't just say no to his pregnant wife. He'll understand my circumstances, and if it's better for me, then it's better for everyone. All right, then. So you don't even have the permission of the owner of the house, and you're saying all of these things without even letting him know. As they say, relationships work best when the girl is bossy and the man is kind. Anyways, make sure to pack up all of your things and leave as soon as possible, okay? My parents are moving in by the end of today, so I suggest you hurry up. Know that this is the best choice for everyone other than you, including the baby. All right, then. Goodbye. Oh, and don't think about coming back, because we won't be able to help you after retirement. No hard feelings. Sure, but promise to never speak to me again. Then I'll promise not to rely on you, even show my face near you ever again. Really? Yes. Make sure the two of you never rely on me either. I hope your parents are able to afford the $2,000 a month for your mortgage. What? Why would my parents have to pay the mortgage? Tony has all of the payments under control. He owns his own company, for God's sakes. Actually, I'm currently paying all of the monthly mortgage payments right now for him. Tony isn't in the situation to be able to afford to pay an extra $2,000 a month. What? Why not? He is well enough to afford an amount like that. He is a company owner. He has the highest average paying profession in the world. We even have enough money to pay for anything we want in this world. I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's not necessarily the case right now. He's actually struggling quite a bit to keep the company afloat. The co-owner of the company actually stole company funds and ran away with it. By the time they caught him, he'd already spent almost everything. Tony's currently doing everything he can right now to account for that. What? But I guess you're going to have to cut down on every aspect of living that you can now that you don't have monthly support from me. You know, I really only meant well for you two. There's no way. You're lying. There's no way I wouldn't know about all this by now. What's he going to do? Who knows? It was all working out perfectly because I was here to support the two of you while he was recovering the company. But now that I'm getting kicked out, I guess your parents can take my place and support you instead. What? Don't worry, he told me that it's all going to be fine as long as he gets through this. But if he doesn't, who knows what might happen to the two of you? Whatever, it's not my business anymore. I wish you all the best of luck. All the best. Wait, there's no way my parents can afford to pay me $2,000 a month? What do you expect me to do about all this? I'm a stay-at-home wife. And my parents live off retirement money and savings. They can't just spend all that on paying off our mortgage. Are you gonna make Tony give up his company then? There's no way he's going to get out of this mess without someone's help. So he's going from a company owner to unemployed? Just like that? Yep. Well then, all the best for you guys. I'm leaving the house now as requested, so I guess I'll see you never then. Bye-bye.
I'm so sorry, Mom. I heard everything from Ruthie. I'm happy about the pregnancy, but I never guessed that she would use that as an excuse to kick you out of the house.
I'm sorry for telling Ruthie about the company when you were keeping it a secret.
You don't have to worry about it. It looks like we were able to get the company back on track for now. I'm sure we'll be fine for the time being.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah, it turned out that the guy who stole the money actually had most of it. He just hid it away, but we were able to recover it. Over half of it was just hidden in a secret bank account. We were also able to loan out some money from the bank. It's looking pretty good.
Oh my goodness, thank God. So proud of you for getting through this on your own.
No, it's all thanks to you, Mom. You were the only person I could tell about this when there was no one else. I had to look confident in front of my people so that they wouldn't lose confidence. But I was so worried. I can't believe Ruthie even tried kicking you out of our house after everything you've done for me.
Let's calm down, Tony. I'm sure Ruthie was excited about her pregnancy and got ahead of herself, that's all. I was worried during my first pregnancy too. It might really be better to have her parents there with her. I'm leaving, okay?
If you really are leaving, then at least let me pay for your rent from now on. I'll get you any furniture that you need too. It's the least I can do after everything you've done for me.
Thank you, honey. I mean, if you insist, then it would really help a lot.
Of course! If you want, I can introduce an apartment to you. My friend does real estate, and he has an opening at a really nice place that has amazing security and a great view.
Are you sure? I mean, that's better than anything I could ever ask for. But what are you going to do from now on? Are you going to continue living with Ruthie and her parents?
Yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. It's a big house that's designed to fit 2 families, and I just can't leave my baby, so...
That's very true.
And also, Ruthie's been lecturing me about how to live with in-laws for a while now, so I've picked up a thing or two. Like, assert dominance while living with your in-laws. So I'm thinking of absolutely dominating that household in response to what they did to you. Anyways, I'll send the address of your new apartment right away.
Mrs. Anderson, would you come back to our house and live with us again? My parents left already, so we have enough room for you. What? Why would your parents leave so soon? They finally have the chance to live in a big home with their daughter and grandchild. Well, they kind of got mad and left. What are they upset about? Tony told my parents the whole story about how you ended up leaving the house, including everything I'd said and done to you. They said that even though I told them that you were harassing me, I was the one who was harassing you. And that you were nice, but I forced you to look bad. They just kept getting angrier and angrier and told me that I was a disappointment and left. I'm glad your parents are sensible people. And Tony has been a completely different person ever since you left. He's gone colder and bitter. He started saying that he wanted something in return for paying for the living expenses of me and my parents. So he was constantly ordering me and my parents to do some housework, and I told him to stop bossing us around. But all he would say in response is that he's only protecting himself by asserting dominance to his in-laws. Oh my. My parents then figured out that he was trying to let them know that I was treating you the way he was treating them. They told me off about how they never raised me to be like this and stormed out of the house. So you two get the whole house to yourselves now. I mean, it's a lot of space for 2 people, but I'm sure you'll get used to it in no time. That's not the issue here. The issue is that Tony wants me to keep the whole house spotless, all by myself. I can't clean a house like this all by myself. And I had you to do all the cooking, so I have no idea how to put anything together. Please, I'll apologize for everything I've ever said and done to you, so please just come back and live with us. I mean, I do agree that it would be a waste for only the 2 of you to live in such a nice house. So I'll agree to move back in with you, but don't think we can just go back to being the way that we used to be. What? If I move back in, I'm only going to take care of myself. I won't be helping take care of you or your family, including my grandchild. Why not? Because I'm not your maid. If you agree to that, then I'll move back in with you again. Well then, I'll see you if you ever make up your mind. After that, I received a letter from Ruthie's parents. It wrote how they were sorry for raising their child to do the things she did to me. In addition to that, they included a request for me to correct her behavior as much as I want, since they couldn't do the job while raising her. After my son joined in and begged me to move back in as well, I made the decision to go back. I'm currently spending my days teaching her the righteous ways of a housewife. I heard that Ruthie goes begging to her parents once in a while about how hard I am on her. But they seem to have no mercy on her anymore. My son seemed to have succeeded in bringing his company back to where it used to be, and has been providing me with gifts and trips all over the world. I'm proud to say that I've raised a man of his word.
Hey Lola, I just wanted to say congratulations. I heard from Steve that the baby was born safely. Thank you. Because of all of your support, our little boy was born strong and healthy. That's amazing. Could I come over and see him sometime soon? Of course, whenever you feel that your body has full recovered. I'll go as soon as there's a notice. Just send me a text and I'll be on my way. Oh wow, you really do have all the time in the world on your hands, don't you? Not that I expected anything more from a stay-at-home wife. Really, not many people who have proper jobs can pull off that reply, Nikki. You're still living well off with your husband's money, aren't you? What? I'm going to raise this little boy, like me, a useful member of society. Therefore, I'd like to keep his encounters with people who are otherwise at the minimum. Are you getting what I'm hinting at here right now? I don't see you as a very useful member of society, so I have no intention in letting my son see you. So, I'm sorry, but I'll have to ask you to stay away from him until he reaches at an age where he can make distinctions between people to look up to and who not to. What on earth makes you say that I'm not a useful member of society? And however you think of me, I'm still that little boy's aunt. It's only natural to want to see your nephew. Have you not read everything that I just sent you? I'm trying to raise my son into someone like me, a person who is able to attend one of the most prestigious universities in the nation and will go on to work at the best company possible. Therefore, I'll only let people who I decide are a good role model in that aspect to see him. I can't let him see someone like you, a dumb housewife who only slows down the flow of our society. What do you mean, dumb? You really shouldn't say that about others, and I'm tired of you saying those things to me. You're the one who's getting yourself in those situations by acting dumb. Besides, how do housewives even exist in this day of age? Do you enjoy your life completely reliant on your husband while people like me take over the world? Look, I have my own priorities, and me and my husband talked everything through and made this decision. My job is to organize and support my family members' lives so we can all thrive. What do you mean, job? You're just doing housework. You don't benefit anyone other than your family. Yet, you feel like you're a worthy member of our society. I'll tell you what you are. You're a burden. How dare you say that to me? Besides, you don't even have children. You're only benefiting a single person. You don't help the economy. You don't help others through your actions. You just sit there and look pretty in the safety of your home. Stop acting like you're doing anyone any good. What? Learn from people like me, active members of our society who work at huge companies and support the economy. On top of that, I even gave birth to a child. Imagine how much of a loss it would be for me to curl up in my own house like you. You know, I really wish that people like you would just try to even be a portion of how worthy I am towards this country. You just slow everyone around you down. Lola, could you please just get either a good education or work hard to support our economy? Is it really too much to ask for from you? Once you either get one of those done, I'll let you meet my son. Until then, I'm sorry, but I can't let him even get a glimpse of you. Because I'm not going to risk my precious, handsome, and beautiful son becoming someone like you. See ya. Steve, I just wanted to ask if you agreed with Lola's way of thinking. Do you really want to keep me from seeing my nephew?
Hey, Nikki. I'm not sure what you're talking about. What do you mean by Lola's way of thinking? About what?
I just spoke with Lola, and she told me that she has no intention in letting me see my nephew. Because she deems me as a useless member of society, which makes me unworthy of seeing my nephew.
What?
Yeah, she's always made fun of me for being a stay-at-home mother, but she's starting to get pretty extreme about it. I didn't think she hated me so much for it.
I'm so sorry that you had to hear that from Lola. I never even thought that she would say something like that to you. I don't think she meant any of that. It's probably just because of her hormones and stress from giving birth and everything. Please, just don't think much of anything she says.
Hormones? It looked like she had some beliefs that were carved deep in her system. It's gotten even worse than before. She even went as far as saying that I'm just a burden to both my husband and society as a whole. If her goal was to hurt my feelings, then yes, that pretty much got the job done.
She really said that to you? Look, I'm so sorry, but probably my fault that she's saying that. I think Lola's taking her anger out on you because I bothered her in the first place. She's probably saying all those things to you because she feels that her husband, is also a burden to society and to her.
What? What do you mean she's talking about you? Are you doing fine? You're not a burden to anyone, Steve. You go to work, you get your job done, and you pay your bills for your family. That's more than enough to be worthy to a lot of people.
Actually, I'm not the one who's mainly supporting my family right now. Lola makes more than me. She mocks me every single day, how I'm being a burden to the family, and that I'm not worth crap. Thanks to her getting used to that mindset because of me, she's probably doing the same thing to you too. I'm so sorry.
Wait a minute. She's really saying those things to you every single day? No matter how much she makes, she has absolutely no right to be saying those things to you, Steve. Stress, hormones, whatever. There's still no excuse to be saying those things like that to another person.
I think she's also feeling stressed from not being able to get back to work yet. It's the first time she's ever left her workplace for such a long time, so she's not used to the worries of losing her place in the office and things like that. And she just loves working in general, so it's like someone took away her favorite hobby. If she feels better by directing her stress to me, then I'm willing to accept it.
Steve.
Still, you have nothing to do with this, and I'm so sorry that she said such horrible things to you. I'm sure that she'll start feeling better and her mental state will get better in a while too. So just ignore everything she says, and things will go back to how they were before you even know it. And also, I would love for you to come see my son.
Oh, really?
Of course. I'll keep an eye out and text you when I feel like there's a chance that you can see him. Until then, I'm sorry, but just ignore whatever Lola's telling you. Wait for a notice from me, okay?
How could you do that, Lola? All I did was go over to your house to see your son. Why on earth would you splash me with water and kick me out? Because you invaded private property. Duh. You're the one who came over without a notice. You should have expected to be seen as an invader. I didn't just show up without a notice. I showed up because Steve said that I could come see your son. What? But I told him that I wouldn't let her son see you under any circumstances whatsoever. How are you gonna take responsibility if you or your stupid husband see him and he picks up on your stupidity? What? All that crappy husband of mine does is put our son at risk. You two siblings, what's wrong with you two? There has to be something genetic going on here. Steve called me over because he thought that it was the right thing to do. Don't talk bad about him for doing this. What's so wrong about pointing out that a crappy person is crappy? He makes so little that his salary is like minimum wage, for Christ's sake. And now he goes out of his way just to do something that bothers his wife? How crappy can a husband be? My brother is not useless or crappy. I've heard all kinds of stories about you two from him, including the way he does most of the housework while you just roll around on the bed from day in to day out. You don't even show your face to your son for a whole day sometimes, right? Yeah? So what? I did my part in giving birth to our son and making twice as much as Steve does. Of course, he's going to have to do all of the housework. If anything, it barely evens out when he does all of the housework. Just think about the months of struggling that I had to go through when I was pregnant. He deserves this, and I deserve this. Ugh, Lola. And more than anything, I want to get back to working at my company. Do you know what the best action to take right now to achieve that is? It's to get as much as rest as I can to recover. I lay in bed for a valid reason. And even when I'm in bed, I watch YouTube videos and study for work. I even have to gather information about how to raise my kid into a prodigy. Do you not see how busy I am even when I'm in bed? My brother isn't your butler. It's true that men aren't able to get pregnant for their wives or give birth for them. But this is still way too far. You're treating him like a slave who does everything for you. Wow! I have never been so unbothered by someone else's words in my whole life. It's probably because the person who's talking to me is an uneducated lowlife who doesn't even have a salary. I don't need someone like you to be lecturing me about how I run my own family. You're a stranger to me, and you're a stranger to my son. Please stop acting like you're my family, because you're really starting to annoy me. You need to watch your mouth. Oh, shut up, you useless housewife. You're nothing but a burden to all of us. It's true that I am a housewife, but I started to look for jobs that I can do from my house lately, just so I could prove you wrong. I'm a working, active member of society, and I even brought the money that I made through that job to give you two as a congratulations. Oh, really? I guess you finally came to your senses, thanks to me. But, I mean, what does you, an old lady, starting to work at this age, do for anyone else? You haven't even graduated from a nice university like me. You don't have any notable certificates that make you special, so you're just a high school graduate. I don't need the $50 that you made from working at home for a week, honey. What did you say? I said, what does you bring a few bucks to congratulate us prove? Because last time I checked, no one other than some homeless person would want to take away your week's worth of money. But don't be discouraged. I'm sure you'll finally be able to buy something nice in a decade or so. Just go home in your soaking wet clothes. I don't want you in my sight ever again. And I will not let you see my son for as long as he lives. Alright then. I'm taking the $10,000 with me. Your loss. What? Did you say 10,000? Don't mind me. You know, I feel oddly fulfilled right now. I was willing to give you a second chance up until today, but I was finally able to give up on you. I don't even want to congratulate you at all anymore. So, I'll head home. Wait! What do you mean you have $10,000? You brought that money to congratulate us? Yup, exactly $10,000. Haha, very funny. You're joking, right? You told me that you made that money through working from home. That would mean that you made $10,000 through working from home. That's what I did. Why would I be joking? But you said that you just started that job. How would you be able to make $10,000 in such a short period of time? It makes no sense. You just brought some money that your husband made and you're acting like you made it yourself, right? You begged your husband for $10,000 just so you could look good in front of us, right? I don't think you knew this, but I actually used to work at a very big company before I got married with my husband. I was a system engineer there, and thanks to the connections that I made back then, I was able to find a decent job. I don't mean to be cocky, but I was pretty great at what I did. So, that's how I got paid a pretty decent amount in such a short amount of time. A pretty decent amount? You call 10,000 a pretty decent amount? I mean, I guess it's doable if you're an engineer, but $10,000 out of the blue is still way too much. Yeah, I'm pretty surprised about the amount too. I only did easy jobs as a warm-up first, and my employers told me that I shouldn't go too hard from the beginning, and treat it like a hobby rather than a job. But then more and more people wanted me to work for them, and recently, I was finally able to land a long-term job for 6 months. That's how I got paid $10,000 in advance. How? I mean, it's a pretty sophisticated job that has to do with system engineering. So the reward is pretty high in correlation to the workload. And I brought all of the money that I was paid in advance in order to congratulate you two for having your baby. Besides, you were the reason I was able to get myself to start working again. But your cruel words worked as a motivation for me to try and prove you wrong. So I thought I owed it to you. But I guess you don't want it. What? Actually? So you really brought $10,000 in cash for me? Yes, and my husband didn't say anything about it either. Since he has the heart that's as big as the ocean, he didn't hesitate to tell me that I could do whatever I want with the money. You know, he even told me that it was very respectable for me to do such a thing. But I'm all wet now, so I think I'll get going. I'm sorry for showing up in the first place. I didn't think I was hated so much by you. But I get it now. I won't give you this money, and I won't try to see your son ever again. Goodbye.
Hey, sis. I don't even know how to apologize for what happened today. This is all my fault. If I hadn't called you over, you wouldn't have had to go through that. I just thought that since Lola is always sleeping in the bedroom, we'd be able to get away with it.
Don't mind me, Steve. I'm just worried about you. Are you okay? I got a glimpse of your face, but you seem so much skinnier and paler than I remembered you to be.
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just that our baby has been having some trouble getting to sleep lately. Sometimes he stays up all night and just cries, but this is the least I could do for him. I don't make as much money as Lola, so I need to make up for that through housework and taking care of the baby.
You know what, Steve? I need you to bring your baby with you and come over to my house right now. We have a room that we aren't using at all right now, so you can use it. Even my husband is saying that he wants to help you out.
What?
Your paternity leave is over, right? And you're going to work as usual, aren't you? That means that you work for a whole day and you go home to do the housework and stay up all night to nurture the baby. This is just upright abnormal. When it comes to this point, I really think that you should take divorcing Lola into consideration.
Divorce? Don't say something like that. We just had our first child. We can't just break up.
I know it isn't ideal, but the environment that you two are creating is not the kind of environment that you should be raising a baby in.
Why not?
Just take a deep breath and take a step back. Look at yourself. Do you think that the baby is going to be happy seeing you like that? Can you imagine the three of you with a big, warm smile on your faces?
I don't know. Can I really rely on you guys? I don't think I can take this life anymore. I've only been getting an hour of sleep for a while now.
Of course you can rely on us, Steve. Is there a day where you think you can sneak out of the house without Lola noticing? I'm sure that's the best way to avoid any conflict.
Well, I have to take him to the doctor's office for a checkup tomorrow. He's been getting rashes lately.
Alright, perfect. Then, can we meet up at the hospital? I'll take you over to my house as soon as the checkup ends. Make sure to keep your luggage to the minimum. We can buy everything else that you need. Your sister is working again, and she's pretty rich now.
Thank you so much. I don't know how I'll repay you, and I'm sorry for making you a part of this big mess.
Don't apologize, Steve. I finally get to see my adorable little nephew, so we both benefit from this. There's nothing for you to be ashamed of. I'll see you at the hospital tomorrow then, alright? Act as normal as possible, and make sure that Lola doesn't get suspicious. Give me my son and husband back this moment. What is this? Some kind of joke? Do you really think he can just get away with leaving a divorce paper on the table and disappearing? How dare he betray me like this? The baby he has isn't his son. It's our son. I don't know if you haven't realized this yet, but this is your own fault. I can't trust my precious little brother and his son with a mother and wife like you. If you have no intention to better your actions, then I'd like to kindly request you to please get divorced with your husband. Do you really not realize that the person who's going to suffer the most after we divorce is him? That man is only capable of making half of the amount that I make. How is he going to provide even a decent way of living for that child without me? And besides, kids always like their mothers more than their fathers. If we get divorced, he'll end up with no money, and the baby is going to end up with no one to love. Do you really want that for either of them? My nephew absolutely loves his father. As proof, he won't sleep unless Steve is by his side. And he starts crying whenever Steve walks out of sight for even a second. Babies can sense it when someone loves and cares for them dearly. That's just because he's been with Steve longer. Yeah. And besides, there's absolutely no issue with Steve's salary. Because you're going to be able to pay a lot of child support with the amount of money you make, right? I'm guessing about $1,000 a month. Will be better than well off with that kind of money combined with Steve's salary. Steve's saying that he'll have the rights to the baby if you two get divorced. Besides, you love work anyways, don't you? I doubt that you'll have the time and mental space to take sufficient care for the baby. I mean, maybe. Then, you're gonna have to abandon your rights as a parent and hand over the child support to Steve, right? I mean, we'll fight for that outcome in court even if you say no. I'm sure the judges will be very understanding towards Steve, given the way he's taken very good care of the baby since it was born while you were in bed. But $1,000 each month? I calculated that amount based on the government guidelines, so I'm sure the official amount will be something like that. You're paying the full amount, aren't you? Since this baby isn't Steve's, and it's yours, and Steve's. Well... And you want him going to the best universities in the country, right? Well then, you're going to have to pay enough so we can prepare for that too. Because you're his loving, responsible parent, right? But that's a lot. Please, sign the papers on the table. My brother will finally escape the hell you put him in. And he'll live happily ever after with the most beautiful baby in the world. Wait, you guys are serious about the divorce?
Yes, I'm serious, Lola. I need you to sign those papers, and I need you to let me divorce you. I can't live with you anymore.
Steve!
I've held it in this whole time, thinking that it was the best choice for me to take for the well-being of our child. I told myself that this is the least I could do for you since I wasn't making as much money as you. But I was finally able to realize the relationship that exists between us isn't even a marriage anymore. And I don't think of you as family anymore.
Why would you say that, Steve? Please, don't leave me. Please. I'll let you live whatever kind of life you want if you stay with me. I'm paying for everything as of now anyways. Can you really afford to lose me? To lose that kind of stable life?
Even if it's a lot less than you, I still make a decent amount doing my job. If I combine that with the child support that you'll pay me, I'll be able to have a nice life with the baby. Even if we get divorced, I'll do everything in my ability to let the baby live a happy life, so don't worry.
Wait, then what about me? Who's going to make dinner for me? I'm the type of person that you'll never find again. I'm well educated and I work at an amazing company. You can't just leave me like this, and you're going to take away my baby from me? I can't live with a reputation like that.
If I were you, I wouldn't be able to live with how selfish and shallow I am. You're well educated. You work at a nice company. So what? I hope you realize someday that being all of those things isn't what makes a person valuable.
What?
Please sign the papers that I left behind, and contact me through a lawyer from now on. I don't even want to talk to you anymore. Goodbye.
No, wait, please. Look, I'll do all of the housework that you want me to. Just don't leave me. Please, Steve. I'll change in whatever way you want. Please just come home. I can't live without you. Later on, Steve was able to finally get a divorce with Lola. Since then, Steve, my husband, and I have been working all together to raise the baby, and it's been an amazing experience. Since Steve is such a nice person, everyone at his workplace has been cooperative towards him as well. He's been allowed to leave at exactly 5 p.m., and he's since been moved to a department with a less of a workload. On the other hand, Lola went right back to work as soon as she got divorced with Steve. Apparently, a rumor has been going around that her husband had left her and took her baby because she neglected them both. Because of this, she's lost her place in many projects which were aimed towards parents and couples, taking away her place in her workplace altogether. Since then, everyone stopped looking up to her, and she's turned unrecognizably quiet.
No joking around. I had heard that you got yourself a fiancé, but I never thought he'd turn out to be such a handsome hunk. You're always so good at getting away with the best of things.
Huh? Nina?
That is so insane of you. Gosh dang it. I'm going to have to start drinking even more alcohol now. Guess it's time to move into the whiskey next then.
Nina, calm down with all your drinking right now. I already know that you're incredibly weak to alcohol, so why are you going so hard right now? Also, why are you being so confrontational about me and my fiancé?
Of course I'd be getting angry right now, right? I'm at my limits with all of this. Every dang time, it's always you that gets to experience everything first. If you keep getting away with having everything handed to you on a silver platter, I'm going to lose my mind!
What has gotten into you? I have no idea why you have to be getting this upset with me right now.
Of course you'd never be able to understand why, right? Well, it sucks having to always be around you when you get to enjoy everything, and I just have to sit here and watch, lol.
Huh?
Piper, you and I have been good friends ever since middle school, right? We were in all the same clubs and sports together, and you and I went to high school and university together. But all that time together, I had always hated you deep down. I hated you because being around you made me feel worthless because I never got to win anything.
What are you talking about?
All the time you'd be better at me in class and better at me in sports. And when it came to clubs, you'd always get to be voted into positions of power while I just sat there in your shadow. And whenever we'd have exams, you always scored more points than me. And then there was university, where I ended up not making it into graduate school and had to find a job like everyone else. Yet you only had to take that test once and boom, you were in graduate school. Those are all the reasons why I've always hated your... Those are all the reasons why I've always hated your guts, Piper.
Is that so?
I've always been thinking that one of these days I'd come and take the rug out from underneath you. And then I'd be able to laugh at you while standing over you. Yet I can't even find a man that's willing to marry me before you did. And what's worse is the man you have is perfectly my kind of man. So if I stop drinking now, I'll never be able to handle this.
Hey, Nina, so you think you could grab yourself a drink of water and take a moment to calm down a little? I'm sure you're just going off about all of this due to the alcohol, right? If you'd like, I can come and get you from whatever bar you're at. With how badly you're acting right now, I'm a bit worried by how drunk you really are.
Just the way you try and act all kind towards me is disgusting! No matter how you try and change things now, I'm always going to hate your guts!
Nina.
I'm never going to forgive you for always doing better than me, so you'd better be ready, Piper! I'm going to make sure that I get the better of you really soon. I'll even make sure that you never have the ability to do better than me ever again.
I'm sorry, Piper. I've made some mistakes, so can you and I break up? I was able to find someone else that I really want to marry.
What? The person you really want to marry would be me, right? I'm your fiancé, after all, and you're mine.
I'm sorry, but I found someone that I like more than you. And I want to make a happy life with her now instead. And she's even said the same thing about me, wanting to get married and all that. So, please, can you and I be over, so that I may be with her?
Huh? Can you hold on a second, Brian? What do you mean you want to marry her? Don't you dare tell me that you have been going out with someone else while you and I have been together!
Actually, her and I started dating last month. I knew that me having a fiancé and dating her wasn't a good thing at all, but the love her and I have for each other just kept growing.
You're lying, right? You have a fiancé right here, yet you cheated on her?
Wait, this wasn't me cheating or anything. I never did any of this as a way of fooling around. I really do love this woman.
This is not the time to start screwing around, Brian. You and I have been preparing for our wedding together, and we're pretty much done with all the preparations. And even our parents have been able to meet each other and have grown to become really close. Yet you chose to go out with another girl behind my back, and you're only going to tell me about her now? I never thought you were this much of a freaking idiot.
Right, well, compared to you, I am one hell of an idiot, aren't I? And unlike me, the idiot, you're the perfect woman anyone could ask for. You're amazing at cooking and doing housework, and you never got upset with me for being a bit selfish. But that's the thing, you're so perfect that it's become boring to me, and I can't take it anymore.
What?
Being in a relationship means there will sometimes be fights, right? But every single time you listen to what I have to say with open ears, you're always willing to discuss things. And even when I'd get upset and say some stupid things, you just remain calm and not scream or yell back at me. And to me, that's really boring, Piper.
Wait a second. Haven't we gotten into a few fights before? But whenever we did get into fights, you'd always say that I can't talk back to you because I'm a woman. And so to not piss you off anymore, I made sure to stay quiet and listen to everything you said. That's why you might have thought I was being patient with you and acting all boring. I was doing all of that for you.
Huh? When was I ever so mad at you that I'd say something so dumb?
What are you talking about? There were literally times you got so mad at me that you'd start throwing things. And there was even that time you punched a hole into the wall because I talked back to you. So that's why I did as you said, and only listened to you when you got upset, and never made any comments. I just laughed it all off with you so that you wouldn't cause any more harm to anything. Yet now, you're telling me that I was being boring?
Even when I told you to pay for the whole wedding yourself, you said nothing back to me, and did so. Did you seriously do that just to keep me from getting upset with you?
That's right, Brian. At that time, there were staff from the wedding hall there. And if I had said anything about your idea then, I thought you might start to cause trouble for all of them. That's why I just had to smile and agree with you before paying off the whole wedding. Even though that totaled out to being
Well, whatever. I'm not going to marry you anymore. I'm sorry, but I want you to be done with me, so that I can get on with my better future.
$50,000. You're right, I wouldn't want to marry such a jerk myself, so ending us getting married helps me out too. So go right ahead and have a great life with that scum that decided to take you from me.
I will. Your best friend Nina and I will have the best life together. Or go out and find yourself a man just as perfect as yourself, so that he doesn't have to find you boring.
Wait a second, Brian. Are you kidding me? The girl you've been with the past month has been Nina?
That's right, I've been going out with her behind your back. She told me that my face and body were just her type, and she said she wanted me so much that she'd be willing to cut ties with you. So I had no other choice but to fall in love with someone as extreme as her.
You're lying, right, Brian? Was this seriously what she meant by pulling the rug right out from under me? By stealing my
Of course, I feel really bad for all this, so I'll make sure not to invite you to our wedding. Now, goodbye.
Today's the day of our wedding! And not only is Brian an absolute hunk of a man, but he's also been working for a great company. Lol. He even got us a wedding that cost him $50,000. Lol.
What? Nina? Even though for the past 3 months you've been avoiding all my texts, you finally decided to text me on your wedding day? Why?
I'm so sorry for ignoring all your texts, Piper. Lol. I had been looking forward to the wedding Brian and I would be having, so I was at the gym all the time getting ready for my dress. So I never really had the time to look at my phone and reply to you, lol.
Huh?
But now it's the day of the wedding, lol. And since I have some time to rest a little now, I've managed to finally reply to you. So it's been 3 months now since Brian threw you away? I'm sure you're at the point now where you found yourself another man, right? Lol.
I'm sorry to have to ask you this on your wedding day, but why the hell did you decide to steal my fiancé?
I told you, right? I was not going to forgive you for always doing better than me, lol. I had to make sure that you couldn't get married before me, and so I found a way to steal Brian from you before you guys could make things official, lol. And since then, he's been in love with me a lot more than I was first expecting. Perhaps that means that Brian and I were meant to be together, lol. And now I'm finally able to come out on top. So, how does it feel to finally lose after being the longtime winner? Lol. I have to say that for me, winning feels oh so good right now. Lol.
I never thought that things between you and I were ever any sort of competition. And right now, I don't feel any sense of having lost a game or anything. Rather, just the pain of having my fiancé stolen from me by someone I once called my best friend. And I'm still in shock about when you told me you've hated me this whole time.
This is such good news to me, lol. I'll make sure to drive those feelings even deeper into you by sending you pictures of the wedding later. Then you can look at all of them by yourself as you bawl your eyes out, lol.
You did say that today's the day of your wedding, right? It's amazing that it's only been a few months since you stole Brian from me, and you've already gained the trust of his parents.
Well, you were the one that did all the hard work setting up this wedding, so it took no time at all for me to be able to take your place in it, lol. All that has to happen now is marrying Brian, and then I'll be a part of his family, no matter what his parents say. I'm so glad that we were able to get the wedding started this fast, lol.
Are you actually using the wedding that Brian and I had planned out as your own wedding now?
You're a little too late now to do anything about it, lol. Did the shock from losing your man to me make you forget about all the work and everything you put into this wedding, lol? I'm amazed you even forgot that today is the exact day you and him were supposed to get married, lol. And by the way, this is the wedding you paid $50,000 for, lol.
What?
Not only did I take your fiancé from you, but I was also able to get your wedding as well, lol. Sorry about that, lol. But this is all a part of me winning this game you've been playing with me. So thank you for giving me this wedding as a prize for my victory, lol. This beats thinking that Brian had paid for this whole wedding for me by a long shot, lol.
But the wedding I had planned happened yesterday.
Huh?
If I just left that wedding open without doing anything with it, anyone could have gone with Brian to it.
Hold on, Piper. What do you mean you had the wedding yesterday? I stole your fiancé, right? So how the hell did you have a wedding with anyone when you've only just lost your fiancé, lol?
I married someone I've been friends with ever since we were both in elementary school.
Huh? Someone that you've been friends with for that long?
I'm sure you might know him too, Nina. He's the one that's been living near my house in that mansion. And since we've both been living in the same neighborhood for so long, we've practically known each other even before elementary school. However, when we went to middle school, we ended up going our separate ways for a while. So maybe you don't actually know him after all now that I think of it.
Now that you mention all that, though, I do recall you saying you had a rich friend that wasn't in town much.
Well, he went to a school out of town, but his house was still next to my family. And our parents have been good friends for a long time now, so even though we hadn't met for the longest time, we still knew what was going on in one another's life. Anyway, due to our families being so close, when my parents heard that you stole Brian from me, they went and asked his parents about whether he had anyone or not. And the next day, he called me and proposed to me over the phone. He actually told me that he's been into me for the longest time and was always thinking about the two of us getting married.
Huh? He proposed to you within a day?
I was amazed by that as well, but I had known about him for the longest time, and I knew he was always a kind and gentle man, so I said yes to him.
You're kidding.
And what makes this even better is that both our parents already know each other very well enough that we got to cut out all the awkward parts. Therefore, we were able to get ready for the wedding in no time. But I had wondered if it'd be okay for me to change Brian's info out for my new fiancés, and when I called the wedding hall, they said they'd be able to change everything as long as I pushed the wedding date a day ahead.
And that's how you were able to have a wedding yesterday? The $50,000 wedding that we were supposed to have today was taken away from us right under our noses?
This wasn't supposed to be your guys' wedding in the first place. It was mine. I was the one that paid for all of it, and I was the only one to sign off on all the contracts for it. So please don't act as though it was ever going to be your guys' wedding.
That's...
It's lucky that the date for the wedding was pushed ahead by a day. But I'm sure that's because some other couple wanted to have their wedding today or something, and when I asked to change Brian's information, they assumed that I would change everything else as well. I was also told that another couple was wanting today as their date anyway, so I totally went with it and moved our wedding to what was yesterday. Thank goodness I was the one that put the wedding together, because I'm sure Brian wouldn't have been so kind about changing the date. Lol.
Then what are we going to do about our wedding today? You took away the wedding that the two of us were supposed to have. And now you're saying that someone else is having their wedding here today? Where are we supposed to have our wedding now?
I don't know the answers to that. Why not just have it in a park nearby or something?
Huh?
Well, anyway, the two of us have our honeymoon to head out to, so goodbye. And sorry for once again beating you in another one of your stupid self-made competitions.
What the hell, Piper? What makes you think you can just take our wedding from us?
I never once took anything from you guys. I was the one that paid for the wedding in the first place, and so I ended up still putting it to use.
You think so? I heard that you ended up finding a man that's better off than me. Yeah, right. I'm sure you were just so heartbroken by being tossed out by me that you just ended up marrying any man that came up to you on the street.
Huh?
Do you really think I'd believe that you could lose all the love you had for me that quickly? You're an idiot. I feel kind of bad for whatever man you put through that wedding, because he probably doesn't even know he's ended up with someone else's leftovers.
I never had this wedding as a way of getting back at you or anything, Brian, if that's what you're trying to think. All that happened was you leaving me, even though we had planned on getting married. And then I found someone even more amazing to make my husband. And can you please stop thinking that I'd have any feelings for you now?
Sure thing. I'd love to think that you're done with me, but you're not. You're still upset with me that you got thrown away, but you can't let go of me. And that's why you had that wedding, to make me jealous and hope that I'd come back to you. I'm sure that the guy you found to take you up on your plan to spite me isn't even that good looking. If anything, he has to be worse looking than you. And to add on to that, he had to freeload a wedding from you, so that must mean he has no money. You might have thought you were going to make me jealous, but all you've done is show me the idiot that you really are for having a $50,000 wedding with some loser.
No, we actually chose to make the wedding even better by putting in another $50,000 to make it a $100,000 wedding.
What?
Not only is he an attractive man, but he's also got the money to support me. He's a great-looking man on the outside, with a heart of gold on the inside. And when I told him the wedding would already be changed to make it happen a day earlier, he said he'd put in the same amount I did on it to make it an exceptional wedding.
And that's how it ended up being $100,000.
Honestly, I wasn't thinking of making the wedding any more than it already was. But my husband told me that he wanted to make sure it wouldn't bring back any memories of you and I working on preparing it, so he wanted to make it even more striking and gorgeous, so that I couldn't even tell that it was the wedding we were supposed to have, Brian. And of course, he walked into the wedding hall and paid it all off in cash.
He paid us all in cash? Why does a man like him have that kind of money? I'd assume that since he was okay marrying a woman that had been used by her previous fiancé, he would be just as desperate as you were.
Well, actually, he has his own company now. Ever since he was a little boy, he was so intelligent, and when he went to university, he studied overseas in the UK. And while he was over there, he ended up starting his own business, and now he has a company with over 100 employees.
What?
And now that I think about it, you might know of this company. I sort of knew that you and him were working in the same business together. Do you know Green Towers Limited? Recently, they've been known for creating really well-designed AI systems.
Green Towers Limited? Not only do I know them, but they're a customer to the company I work for.
Really? Is that true?
They only just started doing business with the company I'm in this year, but they do such great work with us that, to my bosses, they are seen as customer number one. And I've heard that the company is a very enthusiastic one. So when working with us on projects or whatever else, they're always working non-stop to make things happen.
Really? I never thought that his company and you guys were in such a respectable relationship. As his wife, I'm really happy to hear that.
You have to be freaking joking, though. Why did your husband have to end up being the CEO of the company we do business with all the time?
And I hope that from now on, you guys continue to have a great working relationship. And with that, you have a good one.
You are taking this way too far! You've taken everything way too far by actually marrying a CEO! Why are you always able to outshine me? None of that is fair to me, Piper! If this is how things are going to be, I'm changing husbands! I'll give you back Brian, but you have to give me that CEO of yours!
Excuse me? You know that's already never going to happen, right?
Then, at the very least, give Brian and I $100,000 as a wedding gift for being so close to you.
What? Why do you keep trying and trying to piss me off so much, Nina?
Well, if you don't do that for me, then things aren't going to go my way. After all, you and I have been friends forever, yet you've always gotten everything you wanted. If you don't at least let me have fun for once, then you're a real jerk.
Nina.
We've been best friends ever since middle school. And since your best friend is having her wedding, don't you think it's fair to give me a great gift? And I mean, you have all that money now that you have a CEO husband. There shouldn't be any problems giving me $100,000 right now. Then with that, Brian and I can give an even better wedding for our guests. To make it seem like we are both still really good friends, you should at least make it so that our weddings both look equally amazing.
Well, if you want to have a wedding like ours, then you have to save up enough money to afford it. Having a wedding like ours using our money does not make you and I equal, you know.
Shut up, Piper! Just be quiet and give me that $100,000 for the wedding! I'm your gosh dang friend, after all, so you shouldn't be talking this much and just be handing me my money!
Well then, we're not friends anymore, and so I no longer have to give you any danger money.
What?
Why are you so surprised by that? You stole my fiancé and then planned to steal my wedding. Just by doing that alone, you showed me that you didn't want to stay my friend. So that's why I will not be giving you two anything for your wedding.
What? Wait, Piper. What do you mean we're not friends anymore? And what do you mean you won't give me anything? Do you not see how cruel you're being to me? I already made sure to sign the contracts and everything for a $100,000 wedding, Piper. I just assumed that you'd give me money to pay for it all so there wouldn't be any problems. And so having the same wedding as you wouldn't be a problem either. That's why not only 30 minutes ago, I signed off on having a $100,000 wedding that would be just as amazing as yours.
Wow. What were you thinking when you don't even have that kind of money?
But if I had the money, I'd be okay. I just assumed that you'd be paying for it all.
Man, my head is starting to pound. This doesn't have anything to do with you being really drunk right now off whiskey, right?
Why would I be drinking that much when it's just after 1 p.m.?
So then, you're saying you're naturally this stupid? Well, if that's what you're saying, then I can't deny it. And don't expect me to come to your aid now. I don't even want to see you or Brian anymore. So you both go ahead and find a way to solve that mess of yours. And don't even try saying that we're friends anymore, because we're not.
Piper!
Well, if you only just signed those contracts, maybe you can cancel them for a small fee. Then you wouldn't have to worry about paying for the whole wedding. Now, you have a good one, Nina. I hope you and Brian can find a great way to have a wedding without destroying yourselves. After that, Nina ran crying to the wedding hall, asking to have the wedding she just signed for canceled. But, no matter what the reason is, a cancellation of the wedding will still set you back 30% of the overall cost. And so, Nina and Brian were still responsible for paying them $30,000. And so to get the money that they needed to pay off their debt, the two of them went to their parents asking for the money. But because the wedding between the two of them shouldn't have been happening in the first place, they declined to help them in any way. They then followed up by asking them both to leave their homes, as to not cause any more nonsense in their families. And that was the moment they had lost all ties to their families. As for Brian and his relation to my husband, things changed for the worst. At least for Brian. My husband contacted his company to let them know to never let Brian work with him when talking business. And the company responded by saying they'd never let someone work with their customers if they had any chance of causing harm to either company. And so, Brian was pulled out of working with any customers to the company and had to sit back being a paper pusher. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.